Hi everyone, sorry about that. We got disconnected. I think we're back now. So just a reminder, I am Stephani Vick with Girl Scouts Carolina's Peaks to Piedmont. Today we are on a nature hike, with a family nature hike with my husband, Ranger Brian, but it's pretty windy outside, so we are bringing nature inside for our Get Outside with Girl Scouts today. So let me get you back to Ranger.
Back. Friends. Out here in the woods, it's not always, but I was telling you, so Lake James is a by dam 1916 to 1923. So the lake itself is about 100 years old. It was named for James Duke. That's right, Duke University, Duke Energy. James Duke was a man about town. He kind of had a say in a little bit of everything. So the lake is named after him. The actual lake is about 1,600. Shoreline is a lot. Starting with my buddy, the gray fox. Now, the gray fox is named that because, as you can see, it's gray in color. The gray fox is the only native fox to North Carolina. You will find the red fox here, though, because in about the 1700s, Europeans brought them over to North Carolina to be used in sporting. But the gray fox, as you can see, it's not very big, but it is super agile. In fact, it's really good at climbing trees, which is pretty awesome. You could be hiking down a trail and there could be a fox in a tree above you. But don't worry, he's not going to jump on you. Now, unlike the red fox, these guys don't use underground dens. They actually like to use stumps and hollows for their dens. You can see the coloring on them. You got white, you got some red, you got some gray, you got some black. It helps it blend in really well in the forest. We're going to scoot on over here to my guy, the misunderstood coyote. Now the coyote, or coyote, is one of the most hardy and adaptable animals in all of North America. It's in all 100 counties of North Carolina. But when people say, hey Ranger Brian, how many coyotes are there in the entire state of North Carolina? I can quite honestly say, nobody really knows. Now, the coyote, or coyote, will often change its breeding numbers based upon environmental conditions. One year, mama may only have one pup. The next year, she could have up to 8. So, based upon the environmental conditions, once again, highly, highly adaptable animal. Now, at shoulder height, they're about 2 feet tall, about 4 feet long. But here's something that's really, really cool. These guys and girls can run about 30 miles an hour. Now, next time you're out in a car and you're going 30 miles an hour, I want you to look out the window and realize how fast it is. Incredible, incredible speed with these animals. They are canids, so they're part of the dog family. And this one here has a bird in its mouth. But they'll basically, just like Ranger Brian, they'll basically eat anything. They will eat birds, they will eat fox, they will eat beaver, they will eat rabbits, they will eat grass, they will eat berries. They are incredibly adaptable. They can live anywhere. They'll live in the islands here in North Carolina. They'll live here in the mountains. There's something that I like to refer to as the WUI, which stands for the Wildland-Urban Interface. And that's how we are seeing these guys and girls so much. It's because the closer we build our homes to the woods, the Wildland-Urban Interface, or as I call it, the WUI, we're going to see them a bunch more. Their homes are meeting our homes. Now we're going to move next to a pretty interesting animal that we see here at Lake James quite a bit, and that is the beaver. The beaver is the second largest rodent in the world, the entire world. It's typically a nocturnal animal. It's an incredible swimmer, as is witnessed by its webbed feet and its big paddle-like tail, which is used as a rudder in the water. Now, Mr. Beaver here has pretty good hearing. He's got a good sense of smell, but his eyesight isn't very good. But something that's incredibly interesting about this animal is it has something called, big word now, nictitating membrane. And what that is, it's a transparent membrane that'll cover its eye when it goes underneath the water so it can see underwater. Now, beavers aren't the only animal to have this, though. Sharks also have the nictitating membrane. And when they go to bite something, they put it up over their eyes because their eyes are one of the most vulnerable parts of its body. That being said, though, the great white shark doesn't have the nictitating membrane. It simply rolls its eyes backwards in its head when it goes to bite something. But I can promise you, you will not have to worry about sharks in Lake James. But back to the beaver. So as you can see with this mount here, the beaver is gnawing on this piece of wood. And wood is its primary source of food, which is good because a beaver's front teeth never stop growing. And by gnawing on this wood, it helps to unsharpen their teeth and it helps to wear them down. So they're not going to be growing and be tusks eventually, because that would be probably not work too well for it. Something really, really also interesting that you can't see here is that a beaver's front teeth are bright orange. And lastly, I want to go back to this tail, the big paddle-like tail. Now, beavers live on the water, in dens, in dams that they've built with all the logs and sticks that they've chewed down with their teeth. The reason they live on water is to be safe from predators such as the coyote. Now, if Mr. and Mrs. Coyote are walking around the lake and a beaver sees one, slap with its tail. It's a warning system for the other beavers and the animals in the area. Slap! There's a predator. We need to get back to our house in the dam. Now, here at Lake James and in the forest around here, we tend to see a lot of these animals. And you might be saying, Ranger Brian, I don't have beavers and deer and coyote in my backyard. Well, that's fine. I have a little bit of a challenge for you then. I'm going to challenge you to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 scavenger hunt. It's pretty simple. I want you to go outside into your backyard or in your neighborhood, wherever it's safe and wherever we can distance. I want you to find 5 types of trees, 4 types of leaves. And remember, a pine needle is a type of leaf. So 5 types of trees, 4 types of leaves, 3 animals, insects do count. 5 types of trees, 4 types of leaves, 3 types of animals, 2 different bird calls, and then I want you to be quiet for 1 minute. I want you to sit there and I want you to hear and see and smell and experience the outdoors for a minute. There's not a lot of planes flying overhead, so you're not going to hear tons of that noise. You're going to hear the birds. You're going to hear the wind in the trees. You're going to smell the spring flowers. And for that whole minute, you're probably going to observe something that you've never observed before. So more specifically, you could do the scavenger hunt, but it's going to rain a bunch on Saturday. You could also make a rain gauge. You and your parents can look it up online how to make one and see exactly how much it rains. If you want to find a bunch more cool activities and stuff like that, North Carolina State Parks has a really cool junior ranger guide that you can find at ncparks.gov, and we'll put the link below. But inside of it here, there's all sorts of activities for you to fill out. And I promise you that once our state park reopens, if you bring in those completed activities, myself or one of the other rangers will go ahead and swear you in as a junior ranger, get you a pretty cool badge. And lastly, don't forget, in September, we have Girl Scouts Love State Parks, and we will be doing something here at Lake James for them. So I want to say thank you very much for letting me be part of your day. If you all have any questions and you're out at one of our state parks and you see myself or another ranger, you go ahead and you ask a ranger whatever questions you have. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for getting outside with Girl Scouts today. I'm with Girl Scouts Carolina's Peaks to Piedmont, serving Central and Western North Carolina. Just a reminder, if you want any more information about Girl Scouts, visit us at beagirlscout.org. And we've got some new exciting virtual troops coming up, so you can check out beagirlscout.org/connect. We've also got virtual program happening every day at 11, 4, and 7. So thank you, Ranger Brian. Bye. Bye, guys.